Let's start with the setup of the project now. So let me share my screen, desktop 2. Okay. Obviously, I came there. Let it be here. That's fine. Let's see. 2 monitors here. There is a camera. We are looking at it. And that's where the sharing I have. But it's going to take here. I have this. This is the monitor I'm sharing. Okay. So let me close this and open Eclipse. I'm opening. So it's getting open latest 2023-09. It's getting opened and launching it. Hope this is on. This guy's mic is on. I don't know if I'm keeping it close. Okay. So then once this is done, maybe we can also create a GitHub project repository and set this step by step. So that'll be useful, right? So immediate plan of execution. First, set up the Eclipse project. A sample JSP dynamic web project. Okay, we could add that. That's a step now we are doing. So let's go to the Eclipse. By default, I've been comfortable. I have adjusted some settings here, the colors and fonts, so that this becomes bigger. All these edited, the text font. I have adjusted the text font size here. Here, text edited block section. In the basics also, there is a font banner font and all the fonts wherever it is. I have adjusted the fonts. That way, we have a little better, bigger and better font size, right? First thing first, what we could do, let's create a dynamic web project. Because I'm not taking any screenshots, which sometimes I generally do. I'm not taking any screenshots now. That's probably for a tutorial. We could take screenshots and then do it paramount. So JSP, let's use Servlet demo. One project. Let's create a Maven project, because using which we can actually pull the libraries. So let's go here, project, choose a Maven project, click next, create a simple project setup. We don't need the architect. And here we give JSP Servlet, just do it this way. Now we need a WAR file. And here it says JSP. I don't know what the project name, but it needs test. One project test. All right. Just say finish. Project appears. By default, go to problems. There is one warning which says the project JSP Servlet test has no explicit encoding set. That's because there is a form XML. First thing first, I think the file content is big enough. Is big enough. I want to make it a bit better. It's okay, right? I can change the font. 80. I'll make it as 24. That is it. Somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I'm adjusting the settings. So here we have first thing first, in the Maven, we add something called properties. In the properties, there is one property in Maven, in any Maven project that we set, which will help us set the encoding, right? For the project encoding, what you want to have. If you aren't sure what you could do, you go to the browser, open a Chrome, Maven. By default, you typically have, or maybe we can come back. We set this and then come back to this later. That's also it's fine. We can make the ulta. Without setting the encoding, we'll see what the content we have it, and if it doesn't reflect, then we can come back, right? Okay. So it's fine. Let this be here as of now, just saying no encoding, explicit encoding set. And now by default, let's say Maven update project or project build as well. Refresh, build a project. I think there has to be something in the form to download it, only then we get to see. Otherwise, Java resources, libraries, you see Java 1.8 is a default. Yeah. If you want to have a later version, say 11, which seems to be a little stable version. So what you could do, Maven compiler version. Target source version is what we do. So we could go here itself. Maven compiler source, Maven compiler target. Under properties, we set this, whatever version we want to have. So Maven compiler source, automatically it completes the encoding, the XML tag, end tag. Let's say we put 11. We want to use Java, right? So likewise, Maven compiler. Both of them should be the same. Now, when we go and refresh it, build project, and update project. I'm just saying update project. Now you see Java. Yes. So this is what has been updated. Maven reflects the Java settings. So let me do one thing. SRC, this is a Java resources, but all we have in Servlet we can see. Maybe we'll cover that as well. Main web app, create a HTML file. Say index.html. This HTML file. And you say index JSP Servlet. Test. Right. Same thing, we put it here. It's a keyboard glitch. Because it's HTML. You would automatically when you do source save format, it does it this way. Or HTML is ready, right? Beforehand, if you want to serve, we need a web container. And as I've shown you, we already have a web container available here, Tomcat. In my downloads subdirectory, I have one listing the grep of all matching Tomcat. I have 9.0.82. I prefer to use that. So what you should do, go to servers. Here you click on new server on Apache, or if you don't know, you can type Tomcat as well here. Here you choose 9, whatever the version. Server's host name is localhost, and this is the add server runtime from Apache Tomcat, right? Let's add it here. Okay. Anyways, we're adding it to the Apache localhost. Next, JSP Servlet, add. And say finish. There is one. Let me delete this. I think already I tried one. So let's create a new server. Tomcat. Okay. Version 9 we'll choose. Say next. Okay, by default it takes. Why? Because we add it in the server here. Run. settings, servers. Now, where did I have runtime employment? I added it here earlier. Assuming it is not there, I go here, same Tomcat input. So we first need to add that into our Eclipse and first system. Then here workspace GR default GRE is 17, which is well and good. If you want, you can add JDK 11 as well, in case you want. That doesn't matter. Right? Compile in lower version can run in a higher version. Tomcat, right? So apply, that's fine, doesn't matter. Here we need to have this is the location, right? Yes. Software Apache Tomcat 9082. So if you don't have as well, come here and you need to choose this Apache 9082. So say open, finish. This is where you have Apache Tomcat. So what you need to, you don't need to add anything. There is a server already available. Say next. Already there is one available. Tomcat 9 has been configured. Configure runtime and automatically we get it. Yes. Then, if at all you want to have one more Tomcat, you click add here. Okay. Say next, this is a module. We are adding it here. Available to configure. So we say that we are asking the Tomcat to take the binaries of this project, get it into its library, and then we are requesting. So now the Tomcat will contain this project. Yes. So whenever you say start this server, it says start. Automatically it goes to the console and it comes back as well. So console is enabled 8080 port number server start. If you don't know, double click on the server. There's a mouse glitch. You see here port number 88. Click on the modules. You see here also you can manipulate the modules. Add web module, remove. So we have the port number 8080. Now what we can do here, in our system, right? Let's come localhost 88. Just type this. We don't have any project as of now. Just a project is running. The module, right? Not the demo. What we need to do? What is the project name we have in Eclipse? JSP Servlet test, right? Yes. So we need to have that in the host. For example, if you don't know, right? What you can do, start the server. Here itself, right click, run as run on server. What it does do, it runs a server. You can clean the console. Server is stopped now, right? It runs it, it automatically opens the web browser. What is the default browser configured in the system? And it gives you the host name, context root as well. That's a after 8080, whatever the application path you give, that's called context root. Run on server, you choose this, say next, there's a module, and say finish. Okay. Now if you look at it, see, automatically it has opened the browser instance. See. JSP Servlet test. Then with this can index.html file. So this is what the context JSP Servlet test. Yes. If you can manually, you can give as well, you can give it. But if you don't know, run this automatically it comes, it gives you. Okay. Right. Now you can type it as well. One more thing. JSP Servlet test. Run this. By default, this file comes because it's called welcome file. Yes. So they look for index, any name, index.html. You can manually type, doesn't matter. It's the same, no difference. You don't need to give this, is automatically picked up by the container Tomcat. That is why we give this. Right? There is one more difference. By whenever you run this file as an exclusive WAR file, you go to this location, correct? Yes. Where are we? We are in Tomcat download software. Even though you configure this as a location, inside Eclipse, this is not direct. Let's assume inside this, generally we have web apps directory. Do you see the application here? No. Where is your JSP Servlet test? It's not here at all. So how do you get to see? Go here in the console. See, applications, Java home. Do you see that? Command argument, workspace, metadata, plugins. This is where it is. What is that they're passing? wtp.deploy.
Okay.
This is the argument they are passing it. So this is the location. Workspace, metadata, plugins, server core, temp0, wtp web apps. All right.
Okay.
This is where you find that in from Tomcat, which is configured within Eclipse, the location varies. Right? Eclipse WTC server core is what the server location. Temp0 is the one instance. Inside, this is the server instance, right? Catalina base. There's a base location of the server. Internally, it has got an instance. It creates from what server you configure from your path. It creates a copy of it, metadata as a plugin. That's why from within Eclipse, you're able to handle it, right?
Right.
So from the Catalina base, you look at WTP deploy directly. Okay. You copy this, go to your terminal. All right. Let's open a new tab. CD. Okay. Okay. Do you see the project here?
Yes, we have.
What do you say?
JSP Servlet.
You got it? That's not there. This is the location. Okay.
Okay.
Now you type here. What is it you see here? First file.
Index.html.
Correct.
Yeah.
Meta-env, web-env, it automatically creates. That's the difference. In the web-env, there is no classes. You look at it, there's empty directory classes. Correct?
Right.
I think this is not, I think I should get. Okay, this is where our this thing is there. Screen I'm sharing it there. Okay, let's keep it. So this way is what I think I should have done. Okay, that's fine. So for whatever adjustment lighting I have done, it's not that's not effective. Okay. That's fine. This directory is empty now. Now I go out. What is it I have?
Index.html.
Just for the sake, I'm renaming this file. Index.html to home.html. What is the file name? It's still HTML, but it is not called as index. Am I right?
Right.
Now I come here and what happened? There is no file called matching with index. That is how the Java JSP web applications will work. It's called welcome file conceptually. Okay. Now you type home.html, you get it. Okay. Anything other than index is not picked up automatically, and that is called welcome file. It's a core Java J2EE concept. Okay. That just to demonstrate, I came here and did this. Now once again, what do I do? Home.html. Where am I doing this? It is my Eclipse or the server?
In the server.
Eclipse is development workspace. This is a deployment workspace. Directly I'm making it. Correct?
Correct.
Now, home.html, if I enter, what happened? It says it's not able to find the file.
Yes.
What can I do? Go back, automatically I get it. Or you refresh index.html, you get it. Correct?
Correct.
Generally, what we tend to do, because the file was open, we never really find something dynamic. What is that? Keep changing every time, right?
Yes.
That's where JSP Servlet came into picture at all. You want to put something dynamic, right?
Yes.
Things can keep changing. So this is the main important location, right? Within Eclipse, what matters? Catalina home and Catalina base and WTP deploy. These are the most important locations. What we can do? We can what is that? This is to do, right? Let me open a new file. What can I do? Notes, right? Tomcat inside Eclipse. What do we have? I'll save it here. Pazhani Vazhinadai app. Right? Catalina base. Where is that? This is our Catalina base. All right. Yeah. And this WTP deploy is the most important directory. What you need to know? Still there? Still there? All right. Then WTP deploy. I know what happens. Mine are almond being paused to the area of Catalina. What is Catalina? Tomcat. Hyphen D is command line whenever we pass to JVM.
Okay.
Right? Which is inside the Catalina home dot or what? Both are same, no? Catalina base, Catalina home. Okay, this is Catalina home, sorry. That is where my home is present. This is Catalina base. Base is where it is present, correct? Can I add that? What is it first? Catalina home. It's a directory where Tomcat is installed outside Eclipse, right? Which we referred. So Catalina base. Actually, it's subdirectory. What is subdirectory? WTP web apps. Right?
Yeah.
This is just our learning. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's go back. What you wanted to make? Eclipse setup is done. We are verified. We want to check the JSP server, correct?
Yes.
Just do it. So what I'm gonna do? We also verified what are all the things we did. Notes or step by step also what did we complete? Setup is done. Dynamic web JSP we are still making it. We also understood what about what.
Okay.
Now why it keeps flickering? All right. The two scenarios, right? which is a deployment descriptor. Web.xml is a file that contains the preferences. There's something called, there's a special tag called welcome file list in the web.xml file. If there are no files matching with the name, then what does it do?
It was 500,000.
Or not for
504.
famous 505. Right? Let's verify that. When you give this, what happened? HTTP status.
404. Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes.
It says what? Then what is it? Have it? Message what we get in the browser page whenever we look for.
Yes.
This is what you have seen. It's very fundamental typing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's create a JSP file. I'll go here and create same what I'm making. Say, let's say test.jsp. All right. I don't want to confuse with the index now. Let me say just a click. But I'm gonna make here. Any questions? Is the name form is the same thing. Nothing effective. All right. So what do we do now? We create a JSP file with there is a UTF-8 encoding with two places we are making it.
Yes.
Right? I'm just making the same JSP test JSP, that's all. So if I go back here, I refresh it, I get the index file, right? Okay, beforehand, sorry. I wanted to make a date, today's date, right? That's where I thought I'll make a test.jsp. First, let me test the JSP file. Test.jsp. I get test.jsp. Wonderful.
Yes.
No change, it's as good as this, right? Now I make, because I want to make the dynamism. So I'm starting out date and time. It's a pretty old hack, right? New Java. You should know the absolute fundamentals of JSP. I'm just typing it here. You don't need to make any redeployment because it automatically refreshes. You go here, ls minus lprs import. Do you see the file test.jsp?
Yes.
See here. The content naturally reflects here.
Okay.
You don't need to stop, restart, deploy. That's a benefit of having a Tomcat inside Eclipse. It automatically watches the file for any changes without you manually needing to save the file, project, save the file you should do, clean the project, build the project, then deploy into Tomcat. It automatically picks. That's a benefit of that, right?
Right.
Let's go back here. Let's refresh the page. Okay, that you get it here. Because it's a JSP, it automatically gets it.
Yes.
Right? In case, let's assume I bring it here. It was just HTML. I'm making a change. I know there's a connection. Lose contact. I don't know. Totally. Now I come here. JSP Servlet test. What happened? This is my index file. See,
Yes.
the HTML does not really process the content. It's just a snippet. Whereas if it is a JSP, right? It is index file, right? If it is a JSP, it converts it. That's the dynamism, right? It talks to the server, asks, hey, what is your time zone? Where are you working on? Fortunately, I have my server in the same machine where I'm hitting. We are in the Indian time zone. Today is 9th December, and it gives 8:58, 6 o'clock 58 in the evening. PM. So it gives the time. Check the console, say time. What do you get? Date, you get 8:58:50. Same thing you get it here as well. 8:58. Probably seconds is running, right?
Yeah.
You get the time. That's the benefit of JSP. Clear? We are now able to do that. There are other cases where you want to make extended C tags, etc. We need to import the JSP servlet. Obviously, we need to work on servlet as well. I think by default, Maven takes if it's just a JSP dynamic web project, but it's good to have the JSP files, JSP jar file, JSP and servlets are libraries. It's good to have the libraries available as part of form XML as a dependency. That also we can do that, right?
Okay.
Now, before going there, we will take one content from the sample, right? And see any code. That was our thing, right? Let me copy this and then paste it. I think mostly it should work because we have a content here. This is HTML file.
Yes.
Let me now I'll remove this and put this. Maybe let me do one thing. Let me put UTF content. I've typed it, right?
Right.
Let's see what I get it. There's a JSP. You get it here.
Okay.
By default, because here we have a char set UTF.
Okay.
What if I remove this? This plays a vital role, right? I remove this.
Okay.
What happened? This is absolute fundamentals. When you are getting the content, you don't have the encoding properly set. Encoding is a mechanism where it will render the characters based on the character set.
Okay.
So meta char set is equal to UTF-8 helps you to convert the data in Unicode language. Whatever it is, it will be getting converted. Otherwise, it comes like this. Right?
Okay.
Now you see it comes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes or no?
Yes.
So what is the next learning we have today? Char set and UTF.
Okay.
Char set helps us appropriate character set for the data to be displayed, rendered correctly. UTF-8 is a standard for Unicode with 8 bits. It is mostly sufficient for our Indian languages. Okay. So what is the representation without char set? This is how it appears, right? With the char set. How do you get it? This way. Where do you apply the char set?
Okay.
HTML or JSP doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay.
This is again other learning that we have. Understood? Let's give the same thing in the JSP as well without any issues. It should work. Why? In JSP, we have two levels addition, page encoding and the character set as well.
Okay.
Now we don't need to reload it. You can change the content, check the content here as well, right? See, even in the console, how it comes?
Yes, we got UTF-8.
Same content. HTML also contains this, JSP also contains this.
Right.
It's in the same. Vetrivian Muruganatha Arohara. It's a chanting, like chanting the way we address the Lord Muruga, right?
Okay.
It's in Tamil, basically, right? Now when you run this, yeah, obviously we get it. In JSP also we get this.
Okay.
No big deal, right?
Yes.
So now we have done this from within, it's a static data.
Yes.
We need the important POC, maybe what I should have written here is POC MySQL JDBC, right? First POC is to display a Unicode content. Static data. This we have done now, right?
Yes.
We have done this as well. All right. Make sense? Next thing we'll do further. Any questions? All right.
So without UTF,
Hmm.
it will not encode, right?
No. It is this. Even JSP, let's say for example, to remove that. Let's say for example, try to save it. Right? There's one
Right.
more cassette as well. Go to the JSP. Because it still has a cassette here.
Okay.
I removed both of them. See, very clearly, Eclipse itself stops saying that save could not be completed content type.
Okay.
Because you have got this file has got some content which is not a native English language or normal Latin character ISO 88591.
Yes.
It gives an error. Some characters cannot be mapped using ISO 88591. That's a default character encoding.
Okay.
For file JSP Servlet test/src main web app test.jsp. Either change the encoding or remove the characters which are not supported by the ISO 88591 character encoding. This is a pretty old Latin encoding. By the time this Unicode characters were not available at all. So it doesn't know what it should do. I'm just saying, okay, save. Select first character. I think I save it and then save, right?
Okay.
You save as it is. I don't know. Now let me go. All right. I'm saving. What do you have? What happened?
Yes.
In the JSP as well, the encoding is not reflected correctly because I have removed the encoding.
Okay.
So I'll come back and bring it back, both page encoding and character set.
Okay.
Now when I go here, I reload the page, I get back the context.
Okay, got it.
Maybe I go capture this as well. This is the JSP snippet that you see it. This is the nodes. This is an HTML. This is a JSP. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I can bring this here. Two places we have mentioned, BF8 and capsule.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Any questions?
No question.
It's a fundamental thing. Just want to probably for a beginner as well for the UTF-8 content to be displayed as a static content.
Yes.
Next video, we'll see how we will configure a database, store the data, what we dynamically retrieve and store. There has to be an ability to store the content. That's the main POC. As a JDBC, plain JDBC, we retrieve the content.
Okay.
We need to store it, we need to retrieve it.
Yes.
That is something we should see in the next video.
Okay.
Make sense? Probably in the middle, we can create a GitHub project as well and store it so that it becomes easy. We will do a version control as well.
Yes.
Okay. So I will stop the recording now. Thank you. Om Shanti.